2 plays of 20-plus yards. And the extra point coming up. The end-over-end kick splits the uprights, and Grant Muhlstein has made it Nolan 7, St. Anthony nothing. Here's another look at that touchdown pass from Jacob Walden to Pierce Braden to give the Vikings the early lead.
Yeah, a little hitch right there, and he makes a move to the inside and ends up shedding Rios, who tried to come up. You know, and that's what St. Anthony also, that was their motive coming in. They knew they could not miss tackles, and it was going to be tough. A lot of these guys are so big and so strong, and you can see the disparity in size by Braden, who just cuts it in right up the seam, makes an angle, and that was it.
Rios got 2 chances, and then Henry Sanchez also had an opportunity. So 2 big plays on that drive, the 21-yard run by Owls, and then the 33-yard touchdown reception for Pierce Braden. So we've got less than 8 minutes to play here in the first quarter, and Nolan capitalizes off a St. Anthony turnover to take a 7-0 lead.
You know, and St. Anthony's got to find a way at this point to try and change the field position. It's one of the many things that is plaguing them early on. I know they've only had the ball one time, but they've got to find a way to string some first downs together. But it's going to be tough, and with that big D-line that Nolan has.
6 plays, 60-yard drive, took less than 3.5 minutes, and Braden caught the first pass of the game and scooted in the end zone to give Nolan the lead, and now a touchback, and the Yellow Jackets will once again be starting at their own 25-yard line. They were 3 and out, or so it appeared, on their first possession, and then 2 offsides on 2 punts allowed them to pick up a first down, but then on 1st and 10, they threw the interception as the pass was picked off by Kevin Choate, and that set up that 60-yard drive for Nolan. So yeah, St. Anthony has their offense back on the field.
Yeah, and you're looking at a St. Anthony team right here led by Mayer, number 8, that we just saw, and this is an inexperienced bunch, and they're coming in just some of them are so inexperienced they don't even know enough to be nervous.
Right. Michael Mayer looks to the left, throws, and completes the pass at the 33-yard line, and not much after the catch for his brother Justin Mayer, a 5'11", 175-pound senior.
Yeah, newcomer, and he is an excellent route runner. We see just a quick slant there on the edge. Nice job, comes up, throw a little bit high, but he brings it down. Good fingertip tackle, and that's a nice play to start a drive that'll give him a little confidence.
Silas Keys makes the tackle after a gain of 8, 2nd down and 2.
And it's imperative that on downs like this, on 2nd down and 2 to 6 yards, that you can pick up a couple, 2 or 3, just to try to move the sticks here.
Mayer back to pass, pressure coming, throws it deep down the left side, has a man, and the over-the-shoulder catch is made by Kevin Stone.
It's a scissors route by Stone. He ends up running a wheel around the number 1 receiver, the outside receiver. What a well-conceived play. That's going to be tough to defend, and Nolan's got to make an adjustment. It's, again, we mentioned 3-step drop. There it is, little wheel route to the outside. And a nice catch by Stone, who is the biggest playmaker that St. Anthony has on the edge.
Into Nolan territory at the 47-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. They'll go back to the ground attack, try to run up the middle, but they find the going very tough. There defensively for Nolan is Ryan Manning and Miles Murray.
Boy, Nolan's linebackers are just right in the A and B gaps right there to start that play. There's nothing there. I mean, I don't care how much size you have. If you're Rosinski and you're trying to run to the middle, you're not going to find any holes. They've got to find some underneath crosses to try to loosen up the front of that Nolan defense. Otherwise, it's going to be a long night. Miles Murray, very tough in the middle. He's an all-district, all-state first-teamer, 3-year starter on that Nolan team. We just saw him.
Rosinski has averaged over 5 yards a carry this season, but he's found the going tough tonight. Stays into block here as Mayer throws incomplete. Out of the reach of George Torrance. The pass is incomplete.
And that is a great call in the right spot. That is the throw underneath we're talking about. They've rolled the pocket. It's not a bad toss, and it's a ball that Torrance has got to find a way to grab, or this will be a long night for St. Anthony.
Torrance only 5'7", so not a big target by any stretch of the imagination. This will be 3rd down and 11 coming up here for the Yellow Jackets. We're just about midway through the first quarter. Mayer feels the pressure, setting up a screen, completes that pass to Sanchez. Sanchez still on his feet, fighting his way toward the 35-yard line, still breaking tackles, motoring his way toward the 30-yard line, and is finally taken down. The whistle may have sounded back at the 33-yard line. They may have ruled his forward progress stop.
Watch this pass by Mayer. Screen passes in the air that long typically get picked off. It's a great call, though. I've not seen a defense this aggressive up front with the linebackers in a long time. Mentioned on the first drive that they're going to have to loosen this thing up with a screen. There it was, and I'm surprised that the ball was even completed as high as that throw was, but they really executed it.
The balloon pass screen is good for 15 yards. And it's a 1st down.
Not sure if they label it like that in the play, but hey, it worked.
They've got a man coming into the game late here, and that's Sanchez.
Leads us to believe it's going to be a handoff.
And it is. It's a draw play up the middle. Rosinski trying to break a tackle, but unable to get through the grasp of Brennan Murnane.
You know, Rosinski, he's got the size. He just needs a little bit more quickness. Watch this. Good play and a good fake by Mayer. I like that. He had a hole there, but just could not quite get past the linebacker, Murnane, who's done a real good job as a senior. You know, Murnane, he's right in the middle. We talked about him being all-district, all-state. He's got great instincts, and he's just so fast with that size. He's tough to get away from.
Rosinski only able to get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 from the 33.
You make a play call like that, and you want it to work out for you because it was a good call.
Ooh, looked like Nolan may have jumped here. Jumping out to the left side is Lazaro Chavez, and he's tackled near the boundary.
And I'm going to tell you one thing that's not going to work. You are not going to be able to hand that ball off and run outside the hash marks. That is, will not. Watch this. It is going to be offside for the 3rd time. Nolan's been caught offside. That's a hard count, and they're trying to run laterally. It just won't work here. The hard count's going to work. Screen pass is going to work. Moving the pocket's going to work. St. Anthony doing exactly what it can to be successful here, and score or not. They've held the ball a long time here in this first quarter.
Boy, you're just thinking exactly right along with me there, Scott, because this seems like exactly what they would want to do is keep that Nolan offense.
This is giving them some confidence. This is just their 2nd drive. They're only down a score, and they're less than 30 away from tying it. Another hard count.
And they've got offsides again and another free play from the 28. And again on the carry, it's Chavez.
You know, I've seen team after team this year in the college ranks, Pete. Team after team, defensive linemen getting called for delay of game because they're calling the snap count out. I'm wondering if the offense is faking a snap count here.
Nolan's just chomping at the bit to get to Mayer or whoever might be carrying the ball. You take a look at Roy Salas, who graduated from St. Anthony and is now there as the head coach. Spent some time in the Indoor Football League,
yep.
Scott. And now he says he wants to be the head coach at St. Anthony for as long as he can. Mayer throws a slant, incomplete. Should have been caught by Justin Mayer.
Got to catch the ball with your hands. He threw it right there on the money. Wide receivers are taught and repped in practice. You cannot catch the ball with your body. Get your hands out, make the grab. And, you know, time and again he's been able to do it, but it's the one time where he needs to make a catch, and he just could not quite haul it in.
3rd down and 10 coming up at the 23-yard line of Nolan. 4 receivers, 2 to each side of the formation. Mayer surveys the defense, throws it out to the right side. The pass intended for Torrens is incomplete.
That time it was well defense. Linebacker making an adjustment as we see Miles Murray, number 54. He gets out there with a little swing pass on the edge. And number 2, Samuel Plummer, was also in on the spot. You know, had that ball been caught, that wide receiver would have been hit very hard. 3rd down 10. Don't know what kind of a kicking game St. Anthony has, but this might be a situation where you know, you try to utilize some of the speed on the edge. This is a tough spot for St. Anthony, and we'll see what they do.
Referee has got play held up here for just a moment, and it's coming toward the Nolan bench. And it looks like he's going to talk to the Vikings head coach. looks like maybe a clock issue.
Yeah, they're going to adjust the
We're
clock.
going to play a very long first quarter. They've got 34:50 on the clock.
Well, it should be 3:45.
There we go.
There it is. Joe Perdon, head coach of the Vikings. He's been with this team over 20 years and
had a little success here, hasn't he?
Had some success. You know, the state, they have won 6 of the last 10 here at Nolan.
This is 3rd down and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Mayer floats a pass up the left sideline. It's caught. Breaking a tackle is Henry Sanchez. And Sanchez is going to be tackled short of the first down marker.
He is, but you know what Sanchez and St. Anthony have a chance for, and that's to go for it here on 4th down. Look at this play. It's well conceived. Again, it's almost like a screen pass. They get the wide receiver, the little back right there on the sideline. He was able to shake the first guy and put him in a makeable 4th and short, and they are going to go for it, Pete.
Maine was finally able to wrestle Sanchez down, 2 yards shy of a first down at the 15-yard line, 4th and 2, and the Yellow Jackets offense stays on the field as the clock winds down toward 3 minutes. They've taken a lot of time on this first quarter clock.
Sanchez does a good job. He's a lot stronger than he looks, and he's given him a chance here on 4th and 2.
They go with an I formation here. Rosinski, the big fullback. He'll be a blocker here as they hand it off once again to Sanchez, and he's very close to the first down marker.
He's going to be short, Pete. Nolan's going to have the ball. I'm a little surprised they kept it on the ground. I don't know if they've gotten 2 yards on a running play in a long time. They try to go off tackle, and the speed and the quickness, and Titter gets over there, and he makes the play.
No question about it. He comes up short. So the ball is turned over on downs. The drive ends somewhat disappointingly for St. Anthony, but at least they proved to themselves that they can move the ball, they can take time off the clock, and they can keep the Nolan offense at bay a little bit.
You know, what that play tells you is that it's going to be a tough night for St. Anthony. If you can't line the ball on 4th down in a yard or 2 and be able to run it and at least give yourself a chance to get that first, it's going to be tough.
Were you surprised they didn't give it to Rosinski, the big fullback?
You know, he hasn't shown the quickness to be able to break through that first tackle.
Talk about quickness and getting into the secondary in a hurry. Here goes Authier, and he's to the 40-yard line.
Authier, a good athlete. Doesn't look like it with the size. He's been a tailback. They put him at fullback. They tried him at wide receiver, and here he goes. What a hole right in that B gap. And look, it's a great block there by Will Elmer.
Yellow Jackets, first down and 10 Vikings.
A gain of nearly 45 yards.
Timeout called by St. Anthony.
And St. Anthony takes a timeout here with 2:37 to play.
No, I do like the call, though, on 4th and 2. They could have lined up a short field goal, but St. Anthony knows, you know, they're coming in 3 and 7. They have been just fraught with injury this year, and it's plagued them to the point to where it's almost taken a little confidence away. They know that they're a good football team, but when you only win 3